The Blue is a film park that consists of multiple film galleries and artist residencies that create a place of pilgrimage for Derek Jarman, a filmmaker who lived in Dungeness between 1986 and 1994. The project specializes Jarmanesque qualities architecturally in a filmic way that captures the relationship between time and landscape. Dungeness is Europe's largest shingle expanse and known to be UK's only desert. The site hosts a filmic landscape with its filmic scenery and lost artifacts. Derek Jarman, living in Prospect Cottage and using the site to make films, transform it into a timeless, defiant landscape that creates different stage realities. The Prospect Cottage, the house of Derek Jarman, is the key site element the project investigates as an evolving filmic garden. The cottage was under threat to be sold privately in 2020, and names like Tilda Swinton started an art fund to save Jarman's legacy as a filmmaker and use the cottage as an artist's residence. Jarman describes the garden as without boundaries, the ever-growing, uncertain garden. By initially planting a single dog rose, the nonconformist garden evolves with local species in the extreme environment. Over time, Jarman fills the garden with the sculptures he finds around the site while beachcombing and create hierarchies of regularity and uncertainty. The garden hosts many of his films, transforming the site into a film set. The garden drawing represents Jarman's memory of 8 years as a group of variables such as the plant species, the harsh environment, objects, and films, which then serves to interpret the evolution of the Prospect Cottage algorithmically. Battling against AIDS, he develops a deep blue field of vision which starts dominating his world with uncertainty. Right before his death, Jarman documents these blue flashes in a film with a 90-minute narrated static blue screen. The project specializes this blue interruption with a generative process done in an interactive coding software. Using blue light as a waveform, the loop replicates one single square representing an instance within time. The variables data from the garden is then converted into waveforms as parameters to disrupt the instances. The created forms show layered alterations of the same square over time.
Look up. Look right. Blue flashes in my eyes.
The loop embodies Jarman's battle against time with continuously evolving garden, resulting in dynamic and uncertain geometries. The system continuously extrudes the loop sensitively to wave variations.
In the pandemonium of image, I present you with the universal blue. Blue, an open door to soul, an infinite possibility becoming tangible.
As the time passes, different datasets create complex spatial qualities and architectural perspectives. These waveforms are then used as a sketching tool to create architecture. This process creates a toolkit that can create any type of form or spatial complexity. Sizes, volumes, and angles of the geometries can all be manipulated by assigning different operations to different wave patterns. For example, the curve geometries can be created by applying a sine wave, and dramatic volume changes can be achieved with a ramp wave pattern. The rate of the growth, elongation, and rotation is controlled by the frequency of the waves. The geometries then can be further adjusted and refined by changing amplitude, phase, and cycle. This enables to create unique geometries that are specific to multiple data inputs. The film park is located in the northwest side of the Prospect Cottage, over a bed of shingle landscape. The location is specifically chosen to be far from other buildings, an activity to maximize the relationship with the landscape and the weather. The building's alignment with the existing ridges create a seamless fit to the site. By using ridges as a base, the gallery sits on a 12 by 8 time grid that represents the 8 years Jarman has lived in Dungeness. This introduces regularity to the unpredictable nature of the generative process. The gallery organization starts with the location of the galleries corresponding to the film days on the time grid. Depending on the location, unique geometries are created for each gallery by using the toolkit. Similarly to the disruption of the blue light instances, the site is made up of an instant landscape of infinite number of shingle pieces acting as a whole. The loops created on the site disrupt the shingle landscape, forming undulations around and inside of the galleries. The disrupted shingle then can be used as architectural fragments such as walls, ledges, or seatings. The articulated instances are then solidified into walls and slabs of the galleries. Different skylights and windows are created to have unique lighting conditions. The generative loops translates to architecture as a series of galleries which are aligned to each other in parallel. This creates every section of the building being a version of the altered instance of square multiplied to create volumes. The parallel nature of the galleries create transitional spaces in between them, used as a garden for the visitors. Each gallery is designed to find the best moments of the year and the day. To achieve this important step, the atmospheric qualities are tested during the design process with an iterative modeling method. The simulations help to add the final refinement to the galleries. Different architectural elements such as frames, portals, skylights, terraces, and cantilevering edges are implemented to create the desired moods. Testing brightness and light levels refines the galleries to achieve the optimum atmospheric qualities for their specific use. The building program consists of galleries and pavilions that exhibits German's work, as well as the works of local filmmakers. It hosts an artist residency of 7 filmmakers, a cafe, and creates a film park that celebrates the shingle landscape while embodying Germanesque qualities. The disrupted shingles become frozen moments of terrazzo and resin-bound shingle that become parts of the experience, providing beautiful shadow and textural qualities and playful garden spaces. The in-between spaces offers an inside-to-outside experience, reconnecting to landscape between every gallery visit. These transitional spaces then create opportunities for visitors to enjoy outdoor as part of their journey, creating microclimates and diverse spaces. Each loop reaches a point of framing the horizon, reminding the beauty of the site. Engava Moments offers access to galleries and seating areas, while creating a playful circulation system for visitors to explore the blue. Most of the galleries are elevated above the water, creating an hovering effect to embrace the ethereal quality of the initial loop. They allow wind circulation beneath the structures while providing shadows across the site. Suspending walls are introduced at different parts of the building to emphasize the lightness of the hovering structure. They vary in length and size and help to define crucial cinematic views. Portals are implemented for framing the views as spaces of contemplation. Visitors can sit in them, whether it's sunny or rainy. They are the first structures to be seen when approaching to the film park, signifying a transition to German's world, tapping into the blue. When found in between the galleries, they symbolize a change in the atmosphere and the functionality of the spaces. Various cast and engravements form the assembled pieces, allowing shadows to be dynamic throughout the day. The galleries employ surface projections for film exhibitions. The content of the exhibitions changes from German's work to featured filmmakers. The galleries have a chronological viewing system for key scenes of the films as revealing scenes along the journey. German's use of intense color in his films directly affects the color scheme of the internal spaces. Surfaces pick up the intense colors as the visitors propagate within the building. The surface qualities are then differ in texture, embracing the shingle. Terrazzo and aggregates are used, creating a material spectrum from loose shingle to polished terrazzo. Surfaces such as projection walls, walkways, or seating differ in materials depending on smoothness and reflectiveness. Some of the films are projected onto heavily textured surfaces, creating a superimposition of the landscape and films. This is a method German heavily uses in his filmmaking. External surfaces pick up colors of dungeness, while internal spaces immerse with intense colors. The film park creates a spectrum of aggregates which shows shingle in every form and color. Other than the exhibitions, the architecture itself is designed to create a cinematic journey by following a design methodology of experiential sequences. In order to capture the Germanesque qualities, the spaces are choreographed as scenes of a film. Each space acts as a film set, to adjust best lighting and angles, giving the greatest experiences possible. A weekly scene development is followed during the design using camera paths to make the spaces as filmic as possible. The camera paths assigned to spaces ultimately create a time-lapse of the building, archiving the best moments and dynamic changes of the weather conditions throughout the years. This time-lapse film is exhibited yearly to visitors singing the blue. At night, the portals emit a dim blue light that captures the ethereal quality to be seen as lost artifacts to be discovered within the dark, deserted site. The night lighting is used to emphasize the curvatures of the shingle casts and the cinematic qualities by creating the dramatic lighting. Portals turn into light installations taking place every year in Summer Film Festival. The resident artists can stay, work, and experiment in Dungeness while learning from German. Their works are exhibited annually within the galleries. Since the galleries are highly sensitive to lighting and weather conditions, depending on the weather forecast, the galleries become available for use at short notice for the local residents if the gallery condition is not met for the intended atmosphere. Different activities such as the meditation club, choir group, or painting workshop can take place in the galleries whether it's rainy, cold, or sunny. Each gallery provides a unique mood which can be rented out by artists annually. A curatorial guide is published every season to guide visitors to current events, exhibitions, and highlighted spaces. The materials work with the extreme weather conditions and rain. The water splashing on the shingle cast and the film audios mixing, creating a background sound. The acoustic qualities and some of the sounds in the final film, such as the rain, wind, lightnings, and film audios are simulated for certain galleries using an oralization software. The uncertainty of Dungeness is therefore embraced and adapted by the galleries throughout the year, providing unique experiences specific to different times. The project ultimately aims to present itself as a filmic museum that compresses time of different events, that presents Dungeness as a timeless, defiant landscape from an architectural point of view that will be conserved for generations as a legacy of direct German.